What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and the U.S. men's national team is returning to the Olympics for the first time since 2008. Man, I'm really excited about it. The Olympics is such a good opportunity to get eyes on the program right before the 2026 World Cup. It's going to be a really exciting time for the USA team, and man, this team really deserves it. It's such like a better youth team than we've had in the past, and I understand that they have been like a lot of releases before, but man, we didn't even have all of our players, and we just played so well. Like scoring early like that in a game where you know it could get tough, like that was so huge. Aaronson really clinical to score that. Craig a great free kick. The thumbnails all Union guys for a reason. They helped us out so much. Um, Man, I love just the technical ability, the creativity of the squad. Because man, like going back to the last Olympic qualifiers, like there just wasn't the creativity on the field. But in this game, like so much of this team is creative. You have Jack Mcglynn and Alvarado in the midfield who can both just unlock defenses. You have Paxton Aaronson who can make anything happen. Kaden Clark, Quinn Sullivan on the other side. Like, it's such a good team. Like, Quinn Sullivan's probably like on the lower end of creative players on this team. He would have been the most creative guy on that U23 team by a mile. It's just so good. Like, the technical ability in this squad was amazing. Like miles different than anything we've seen from an American side before, and you just love to see it with this team. Like, and I just love the mentality of this group. It seems like we love playing with each other. Like, I know there's chemistry in the squad. Like, so many of the guys, like the four Philadelphia Union players starting. There are four LA Galaxy Academy players, though Cuevas and Alvarado have moved on since then. But it's really amazing to see. I'm really liking this group, and man, like this wasn't even a full strength team. Like Cade Cowell, he's suspended. Rokas Puskas was in a walking boot, so he was out for this game. Like, it's amazing to see. Like, there are still a couple of holes in this team. Like, playing out the back still appears to be a bit of an issue. Not solid us defensively, but like I don't think that'll be an issue for the game against Dominican Republic, which great for them getting in. Like, did not expect Dominican Republic to get to the final. I wonder if Mariano will finally play for them in the Olympics. But yeah, it's good. I don't think they'll really challenge us. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed that Mexico went out now because this team really isn't going to get an opportunity to play against a team that's like equal to them. And I'm not overlooking Dominican Republic. They could give us a good game, but like they'll be parking the bus. Like we're not going to have an equal footing match against them. I think the closest thing was that Canada game, and we rotated the team for that anyway. So really good to see just how strong this team was. Individually, we had a couple of real standout players. Paxton Aaronson, just clinical. He's not even a natural in this position, but he's been killing it this tournament. Like, man, putting the ball away early on set piece, like, that was great to see. He can drop into the midfield and create really well. I mean, he is a midfielder, so obviously. And making some really nice runs. Great energy pressing. Like, he's one of the players who I expect to move on to the men's national team pretty soon. I'm really hoping that once he gets back to Philadelphia, he'll get a lot more playing time because he looks like he could be special. And Alvarado as well, he's looking great. Like his pass into the final third, he makes so many chances happen. Like the goal was a bit of a fluke. I'm not even going to talk about that, but like he's just so good in the final third, so decisive with his passes, his runs, his movement. Like really good as a player. He's got the athleticism to be a really strong defensive guy as well. Like he's somebody we have to keep in this program, and another prospect who really is going to get to the national team level. Like barring injury, barring whatever, he's looking really good. I was really liking Brandon Craig. I think he was probably our best defensive defender this game, and going forward, he's really strong on the ball. He's amazing on set pieces. Almost scored that free kick. Like I said before, if we took that penalty, or he took the free kick that set up the first goal, like he's been putting in great set pieces all year. He's due for we were due for another goal, and he served up perfectly. Like he's been doing really well. I'm hoping that he can stay in this team moving forward, and we get some more or get some playing time with the Union, the MLS, and just a really special player too. He's looking like he could be good. Jack Mcglynn, I really liked him. I mean, we know his limitations, but I think he's got the best left foot of any American, period. Like, straight up can do, like, it's wonderful. He's great technically. He can play really fast. Like, defensively, he's going to need to get a little bit better. I don't think he's, like, really is that much of a liability, but it's definitely not a strength. But Jack Mcglynn, he's been a standout player this tournament. I really want him in the squad. Like, he deserves to start, and I really look forward to seeing how this team can do. Then Quinn Sullivan, he kept his clinical tournament going. I mean, it was a tap-in, but he had to make that run to get that tap-in. and I've been really liking his technical ability. Like, he's showing that he can drop in, he can play, he can combine really quickly. Like, he's a great player. Then his work rate is insane. Like, if you don't know, like in the Philadelphia Union, he wins every beep test they do. He can run for like days. He's an amazing player, like a really good athlete. Like, he's honestly just like a Paul Arriola, but good. Like, he's going to be a really nice player. I'm really liking him as a prospect. And then we don't even know his position. He's been playing in the midfield a lot. He's been playing wings here. People want to try him at striker, and I can't disagree. Like, been really good. And just a couple of really nice performances there. I think that we had some mixed performances as well. I don't think anybody played badly today, but Cuevas, really strong going forward. And I think he wasn't looking good defensively. He is being played out of position, which should be said, but I feel like he's getting dribbled past a little bit easily. But still, he said he had an assist on that Alvarado goal. I think he's getting forward really well. I like how good his left foot has been. I wouldn't try him as a left back anymore, but it's a real asset to have as a player, to be a two-footed player. So I've been really liking a couple of aspects of Cuevas' game. Him going forward has been good, but defensively not the best. Then Kaden Clark really hasn't gotten to show his talent yet this tournament, which is a bit disappointing because like he's a really good player, technically up there with like an Aaronson and Alvarado. I was really expecting what Aaronson's been doing. That would have been Kaden Clark, but honestly, I'm not even sure if he should be starting with this group, but I know that he is a talented player. Like, RB Leipzig bought him for a reason, but he's going through a bit of a rough spell right now. Then just a couple of players are fine. Like Marcus Furcranis, I feel like Jalen Neal should be in ahead of him, but he's been fine. Daniel Edelman, a couple of good defensive plays today, but again, not really sold on him. It's disappointing that Puskas got injured because I think he would be starting over Edelman, even though Puskas was giving the ball away a lot last game, but if his foot was that messed up, I think that kind of explains it. Holiday, I think he's gotten a little bit too much flack for his performances. He hasn't been that bad, but he's not somebody who's here if it's a full-strength team. And Chris Brady's like kind of making me feel nervous in that. Like, I've seen some comparisons with him and Gabriel Slonina. Like, maybe he should even be starting over Slonina, but no, with his feet, it's not that impressive, and he really wasn't. He's kind of making a lot of mistakes, which you expect as a goalkeeper of his age, but I think Slonina is a much better player, which it's a very high bar. He should probably still be starting with this group, but just maybe temper your expectations a bit. For our subs, Diego Luna's cooled off a little bit this tournament, but you can still see the talent of him. I want him to start. I'd put him in on the left-hand side, get him in over Clark, and even to Cal if he was not suspended. I'd like to see him play there. Nikos Tiscaris, I think he'll be really good in 2023. You can see, like, he's another player who's really good on the ball, but I probably wouldn't have him. I wouldn't have had him in this group. I think he's still a little bit too young for the squad. I would have had another more defensive player, but he's a talented player, and I'm looking forward to watching him in 2024 in the next U20 tournament. Then Tyler Wolf, Noah Allen, kind of similar to like a Daniel Edelman. Like, you can see that they're fine players, like really solid, but nothing special, I guess. And same with Jackson Hopkins. I haven't got to see enough film of him, but nothing's really stood out. But still, really good to see the squad get to the Olympics. Like, this team is looking really good. Like, Aaronson, Alvarado, Craig, Mcglynn, Sullivan, all really standing out. Diego Luna's been great this tournament as well. And, like, I want to say this again. This is without our full-strength team. Gabriel Slonina is not here. Justin Che's not here. Jonathan Gomez, Kevin Paredes, Obed Vargas, maybe he'd be in the squad. Ricardo Pepi, he's eligible for this team as well. Like going to the U20 World Cup, like, there's a possibility this team's like Slonina in net. Like, I'd say Craig's impressed pair enough. I'll keep him in the squad. Pair him aside. Justin Che. He could play right back as well. If he does play right back, put Jalen Neal in. If he doesn't, Mauricio Cuevas. Then you got Jonathan Gomez, either Puskas or Vargas sitting in front of them, and that's 6. I'd probably put Aaronson and Alvarado in the midfield. Get Sullivan and Paredes on the wings, and Ricardo Pepi up top. Like, that's a really strong-looking team. I'd love to see that team, like, go at, like, all the best European, South American squads. Just test ourselves against some really good opposition. Man, this team's looking really good. I'm really excited about us being in the Olympics. Like, honestly, like, I'm more excited about the U20 World Cup, but, like, just from, like, a casual perspective, like, us being in the Olympics, so having a chance to grow the sport in this country, like, the Olympics is big for that. But it's going to be really fun to watch the U20 tournament with this group, and hopefully a couple of them will be in the Olympics as well. It's going to be an older team, so they don't really have to be in there, but it'll be fun to watch. And, yeah, now we have the final against the Dominican Republic, and why not win it now? I mean, we came this far. So, yeah, that's all I really have to talk about right now. See ya.